Hey guys, it's Tammy. I'm going to try to shoot you a short video here. If I can, show you a couple things. This is my shade garden that I've been working on. As you can see, I've got a lot of room to still fill it up some more. But it's coming along pretty good. I've got some of my houseplants sitting out here just because it's a good place for them to be for the summer. But everything's coming out really good. I'm excited about it. I made the kids a sign. They love this sign, because it leads to the pathway that I've got up in the woods. So they just love that. They think that's the coolest thing. And so this is one of my favorite things right now. Look how pretty my polka dot plant got out here. Got hydrangeas in there. I've got some different types of ferns, some corbels, my faithful impatiens, and doing really well. I'm tickled with it. So it's coming along. My yarrow got knocked down we had a bad storm, and it knocked a few things down, but it's alright. It'll be alright. My buff Orpingtons, this is all I got left of them. And then there still hasn't got her feathers back. I don't know, I'm hoping by this fall maybe she'll start coming back. That's where the hawk got after her, and then she went through mold on top of that. She's been extremely stressed. Run through the garden here. These are my tomatoes. Got most of them staked up. I got a row down through there that I don't. But I'm already getting some little tomatoes on some of them. Right in there. You can see some, but really, I've already shaved them, as my friend CB would say, shaved their legs. These are my peppers, and guys, I'm discouraged again about these silly peppers. I really think it's these walnut trees. There was a bunch of saplings in this particular lot right here too, and I read that it can take up to 7 years for that to get out of the soil, and that's the only thing that seems to really affect. Some of them worse than others, as you can tell. Look how big that one is compared to that one. But some of them had some water issues too. You can kind of tell where it's dark right there. We had a little bit of water come through that was too much. I got my sweet potatoes here and some of my husband's field peas that his mom had. It was seed that was very old. So they didn't come up good. I actually reseeded some of them, replanted some of them, and they still didn't do good. So I think I'm just going to let a few of them grow just to get some fresh seed maybe. Hopefully that'll make it better. And pull up the rest because they just haven't done well. There's my okra, and I've got some sweet potatoes over there as well, and those 2 rows okra. And then I've got 2 pumpkins right there. They're 2 different pumpkins actually. My oldest daughter, she had some seed that was about 5 years old of some rare pumpkins that she didn't want to lose her seed, so I got them. I got one of each going just to help get some seed going. My cantaloupe and watermelon coming along. This here's a volunteer cilantro that I let go to seed. I plant cilantro 3 or 4 times a year, so because we go through it a lot. So I need to replenish my seed, so I'm letting that go to seed. This is right outside the garden. I've got a couple beds here that I've made. I know it looks messy right here, but I'm really trying to kill some stuff out good before, because we done the no-till this year, and I'm really trying to kill it out good so that I'll have good luck with it. It's success, but this stuff is growing gradually. I got some vining plants here that's going to grow up around my grapevine arbor that I made, but they're doing all right. They're just kind of slow go, seems like. Here I got my little arbor for my cucumbers. I got cucumbers planted there. That's some leftover lettuce. I think I'm probably going to let it go to seed so I can get some seed from it. That's some of my stinging nettle. It's coming up. There's some lamb's quarter that volunteered. I let it come on up. I got some sage coming up there and more basil. I actually had some basil in the garden part too. I didn't think to show you, but it's just different spots. I got some more cilantro planted there. There was cilantro actually up there in that little bed next to the house. That's my zucchini squash. And Jasmine's tomato, which isn't looking good. She broke it when we was messing with it. See how it's scarred real bad? So I don't know if that's what happened to it or not, but it just ain't really doing all that great. But I'm wanting her to get at least a tomato off of it. There's, I got my St. John's worts coming up in there. Here the boys planted a bunch of sunflowers. That's coming up. There's my wormwood. I'm fixing to harvest me some of that so I can get another run on it for my goats. And all my wild oxeye daisies that I use for herbal reasons as well. I looked over I ain't got my weed eating done up here this year. I do it about every 2 weeks up here, so I don't do it every week. But this is my Kadota Fig. I had 2 of these, and it was the day that I put them in the ground, I started losing leaves off of one of them just automatically. I hadn't even put it in the ground yet. The roots still look pretty good. Something must have happened to it. I don't know if something peed on it or what, but it just died. But there's that one. I got some comfrey planted around it. This is my black marsala figs I've got in the ground here with some comfrey as well. There's another one. They're all doing really well. And there's another one. I got some crab apples planted here. One right over here too. This is kind of going to be the orchard part, I guess you would say. It was some I got from the Arbor Day Foundation. I got the crepe myrtle as well. There's another little place I got some comfrey, and I threw out a bunch of zinnias last year in the fall, and they're coming up there. I tore out my watercress. They get overgrown if you don't, and so I pulled them out, and they're already coming back for my fall crop. Okay, here, guys, that's my little area we set out a lot. I've just got some things and impatiens and stuff in the pots. And I got a few things grown on the bank down in there, but it's nothing established yet. Right there is my basket willow that's growing as well there. And here on this T-post and that T-post, I've got crepe myrtles planted that I got from the Arbor Day Foundation. I'm excited to see what this does later. I planted a bunch of marigolds there last fall and zinnias, so they're coming up gradually. That's actually a really pretty spot. I'm anxious for them to get pretty for me. And here's this little bed. I can't plant nothing in the front because it's so close to rock that in the hot summer it just burns it up. But I've got my hyssop that came back from last year, my marshmallow that came back from last year. I planted some more marshmallow over here. I've got some boards there, a black-eyed daisy, and a volunteer dill that came back up there. I had dill in the garden too. I didn't even show you that either. But then I planted some more zinnias in there and stuff. So that'll all be coming up good here for too long. Now here's these babies. I've only had these a couple weeks, 2 or 3, I think. And Dawn wanted some more leghorns. We had leghorns before all the predators gradually started taking them off. And I didn't want 6 because they usually make you get 6. So I got 3. And the other 3 I got light Brahmas. I've never had light Brahmas, so I'm excited to have them. I don't normally dabble into other breeds that much. I'm kind of I don't know. I would like to have a silky one day though, just to be a mama and hatch off for me good. But got them guys. What I tried to start telling you a while ago and I messed up on my camera. I was talking to a friend of mine about my buffs not laying since they've had all those attacks, and she said, and even the one still not getting her feathers back, even though they look like they're fine otherwise. She told me that she had that happen a few years ago, and hers never did start laying again. So I don't know how that's going to go. And the one's only a couple years old, well, 3 years old, and the other one was only a last year's chick. So I don't know. Hopefully they will soon though. I really hoped after it got warm they would, but they haven't so far. They've been having to stay in here because of everything. But I think my fox was a female, by the way. And I think she got her babies raised or weaned and took off. So there we go with that. Hey guys, it's time for Remember When. Well, today I am actually out to go do some running and to do some uploading. So I hadn't done my Remember When, so I thought I'd do it as I was going here. Today for my Remember When, it's going to be a little different, I guess you would say. I want to remember my grandmother. My grandmother on my mother's side passed away this past week, and she's actually been, I'm not overly sad, and I say that in the aspect of my grandmother was a Christian woman, and I believe that she's a lot better off right now. She's with her husband, with my mom, with my aunt, and I'm excited for that. And I deal with death different in certain cases, and I have grieved my grandmother, but not since her death. She actually, her mind went bad several years ago, and the last time I went to see her, she was not my grandmother, not the same, and I grieved her then. But in remembrance of her, through all this, I would like to just share a few things. One of the things that I really remember about my grandmother is her cooking. She was a cook for the schools, and I actually went to the school that she cooked at one time, and so a lot of the cooking skills and stuff that I've learned through the years has been through her. The first time I ever made oatmeal and toast, I remember it vividly, and it was through her. And we would always cook for a bulk of people because she had 6 kids of her own, and we lived with her for a year, and so everybody pitched in and worked. She's also the first person, we milk dairy cows, as I've said before, for years and years, but we had milkers. And she was the first person that ever taught me how to milk a cow by hand. I remember that about her. And another thing I remember about her is I remember her and my Uncle Kirby going out to kill chickens, or kill a chicken. They just killed them as they needed them. And, which is basically what I do too. But anyway, she wrung that chicken's neck. No, I messed up. But I remember her killing chicken, and the way she went about killing chicken was different than you hear a lot of people talk about, wringing their necks and stuff. I never seen my grandmother wring a chicken's neck. But they had logs that they laid out there. I guess they brought them in to use them to cut up for firewood, best I can remember anyway. And she would lay that chicken across that log and chop its head off and let it go, and it would run around like a chicken with its head cut off, literally. So those are some of the things I really remember about her. And her apple pies. And my sister, she makes apple pies, fried apple pies, just like her. Identical to her. And so that's just something that I wanted to share about my grandmother since she passed away, in remembrance of her. And anyway, I thank you guys. God bless you guys, and I will talk to you later. God bless.